Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it, man. Every human don't move the same. I get what you're saying because it's a lot of that, and we get flooded with that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about it, man. It's billions of motherfuckers on this earth. All of the billions of motherfuckers can't move the same way. You know what I
I
mean?
feel I feel women don't love us enough, and I feel women, and they've heard this before. I'm pretty sure you niggas heard it before. Women have more power in a relationship than what they assume they do. But you know what happens to women?
They
They
lose it.
redirect. They redirect their power and they lose it
Yeah.
because they don't understand. If you honor and respect us and make
We'll,
sure you keep that covered,
we'll give you
you will
everything you want.
gain more. Huh?
We'll give them everything they want.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I
it.
already know. I know.
It's simple.
Yeah.
If you stroke our ego, you honor us, you respect us, and you keep a fence around that thing, we will bust our ass off for y'all.
Oh God.
But they don't understand that. Women
It's,
don't
it's,
understand
something,
it.
it's something to do. You know what I mean? We can't just categorize everybody and say they all the same way. But what I will say is this to power up your point, what you're saying, because I agree with you to a certain extent. We're getting force fed a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Through the social media, through the YouTube, through the video, we getting
It's
force fed
reality to me.
it, and then it's trickling it in from the internet to real life because a lot of these motherfuckers is getting all the information they're retaining is coming from somebody else's podcast or somebody else's new rap song or somebody else's new video they didn't see or a motherfucker that got 200,000 followers on Instagram saying this is the way that you're supposed to go about it. So a lot of what they learning is bullshit, but I can't say that all women are the same when it comes to that because they're not all the same like that.
I can personally say as a man, and I've had real relationships, I can definitely say my narrative and understanding of a woman and a women what their focus point is, I can definitely say their failure is not making sure they're loving and honoring, respecting that man.
I agree.
I can definitely say that
I
to
agree with
the
that.
fullest.
I agree with that.
And I've had real relationships.
No,
I've
I
had
agree
real
with that. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. But then we can't leave out the equation though that dudes be fucking up too. We be fucking up too. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? So it's not like
I don't.
it's nah, nigga. Every nigga fuck up, nigga.
I
At
don't
some
know
point,
how to fuck up. I
you
don't
know
know
what I'm
how
saying?
to fuck up in a relationship. I don't know how to fuck up in a relationship.
Well, as you
I
get
don't.
older too. I mean, it shouldn't be the urge to want to fuck up. When we younger, we do dumb shit. When we older, we understand what we got
I
already.
never
So it's
did. With me, it was all about my upbringing with a female. I never fucked up in my relationship when I was younger, ever. I never fucked up. I was always about that woman that I was with. I didn't care if she was ugly or not. If I impregnated her, that was my girl. That was my wife.
like,
If I looked at her and told her how I love her, I could never take that back. I had to prove it.
yeah,
I
that's
had to
real.
prove it.
That's
I,
real.
I, had to, I had to prove it to the point to where even if I realized I didn't love her no more, my job was to continue to love her until we was no longer together.
So so
That's
so
how serious I took love.
so with that being said, that means that you was invested into that individual.
Yeah, but I was invested into what I assumed a woman was.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed at today's women. That's why I don't fit into today's narrative of
yeah,
love
yeah.
because it doesn't match with my assumption of what love was. I
Yeah.
thought, from a woman's standpoint, if a man is taking care of you and he's a provider and he's looking out for you and he's protecting you, that you would love that nigga. I never knew it boiled down to materialistic.
But
I
see,
never understood it.
what you said is absolutely correct because that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that. So your theory wasn't wrong. You just had the wrong bitches. You understand what I'm saying? Like your theory wasn't you was spot on with your theory because that is the way the shit's supposed to go, right? As a man, you doing your job, you doing what you're supposed to do, you taking care of it, you being faithful, you making sure you secure in your home, everybody's straight. and the man keeping shit going, and the woman on the back end should love you accordingly. But you're absolutely right about that. Like there's nothing else about it. But it
Where
don't
is the
always work like that, bro.
yeah? But where is the Coretta Scotts? Where is the JFK
You
wives at?
from the
You,
from the
you don't you
50s
don't
in the 60s. It ain't no more than none of that. All that shit is over with, bro. That's over with.
okay,
It ain't too many.
so how would you gauge Trump's wife? What do you think the bullshit she going
I,
through? And she's
I
still
would
rocking with that garbage.
I wouldn't gauge Trump's wife. Like, I mean, have you seen
Yeah,
that bitch? She
yeah,
look like Skeletor.
yeah.
That nigga from He-Man,
I
nigga.
don't even know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
ain't
know
gonna
what I mean?
talk to that. But
Yeah.
I want to ask you though, reflection. What is your view of today's women? When you said today's women, you just made a comment like that. Today's women
I
are the
think
same.
I
What
think
is today's women to you? What do you see?
I think today's women don't even know what they want.
That's correct.
I think today's women don't even know what's valuable and what they need to find in a man outside of finances and sex. I don't think a woman understands what a man is and what the value of a man is outside of sex and finances. I think if today's women can get beyond sex and financial, I think they'll begin to see what a true worth of a man is. I think they'll understand what man they need to get behind, what man they need to support, and what man they need to ride with, because it's getting scarce out here for women. You're not going to keep having chances after chances to find a good man, because there's more women out here available for us than it is for us available for women. So
And
I
That's
think women
true.
need to
that's why I said what I
evaluate
said.
and inventory their own goddamn self and understand the true value of a man is greater than the bedroom and it's greater than finances. So I
And
think women's mental and mentality is fucked up.
that's why I said what I said earlier when I said you can't put all the women in the same category, because there's way more women than it is guys.
It's
So,
the majority of the women.
but
It's
you got to think about this though.
99.9%.
Okay, we got to think about it though. Think about this as a whole piece of pie, right? You basing 99.9% of what you're saying off of the women that you fucked with, and just women basically that was from America. So
I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about in
but
general.
what I'm saying is,
I'm talking
you
about
can't, you
women that I meet and greet in public.
but
And I see the assumption.
what I'm saying is this though. You haven't met enough a percentage of women to say what all women are doing. Now,
Yes, I have.
as you Wilt Chamberlain the game or
Yes,
some
I
shit
have.
like that, then I can see
No,
a nigga saying that. You haven't.
because of my social life. My social life has put me in a greater advantage of knowing the category of women. My social life has put me in a greater advantage of knowing the assumption of what women think about men. My social life.
From the numbers,
So
from the
I'm
number.
not that nigga that's in the closet. I'm not that nigga that's in a relationship. And even though I respect relationship, but I'm more active because I'm not in a relationship. So I have more data to come back to us men and say, yo, the women's analogy of us is fucked up.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent, but I just
That's
know
what I
that
think.
it's a we in a time right now where things are easily impressionable, and people are also looking for instant results. And when you got them two things together, that's a bad combination, right? Because the easy impressionable part comes from the day-to-day TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers see things on there and they kind of run with it. You see that even as things go with political, or something goes with the football game, or when something goes on with this, people taking sides quick to the motherfucker. So if you take a big number of people that all went through the same traumatizing event, whether it was a breakup or a spouse that left them, male or female, and they're getting force fed these narratives. Oh yeah, we don't like black women, or all men ain't shit, or I'm not going 50-50, or I'm not. They're getting, so each speech is getting spewed out to somebody who resonates with that shit. So that's where
Yeah,
a
but
lot of
yeah,
the shit starts. And that's
but
why my
but
time
for,
when you asked about
but
the
it's
Claretta
more
Scott,
but
hold on, when you asked about the Claretta Scotts, it wasn't no Instagram when Claretta Scott was running around. It wasn't no
yeah, but
Facebook.
she was still committed. but she was still committed to her man.
But that's what
Women
I'm
are not
saying. She
committed
also
to
didn't have the negative influence that these women got together. She didn't have an Instagram to she didn't have any negative influences to derail her from her relationship.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why did Kobe's wife overlook his infidelity and stay with him?
Because he was Kobe. Because if that would have been a regular dude, she probably would have dipped, but that because he was Kobe. And after that, she still had 2 more kids, I think, with him after that happened. You know what I'm saying? Because he was Kobe. Because he was Kobe.
Right. So that means he elevated his status within their relationship for her to see some commitment in staying with him, even though he humiliated her, right?
But he also has he had at the time, he probably was one of the highest elevated statuses in the world, in the country. You know, where however big, however far we want to take.
So he elevated his male status or his alpha male status to make her say, you know what, I want to stick with this. Women of today is not doing that.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. Yeah. They're after their own happiness. They're not after a unification of happiness. They're after their selfish happiness. And whatever makes them happy, that's what they're pursuing. And if you wake up tomorrow and you don't make her happy tomorrow, she don't want to be with you.
I get what you're saying.